This is Monday the 27th of February 2025 when the Irish Ambassador were at the event to mark the birthdays of Invincible Spirit and Phoenix of Spain.
Yeah, so the horse costs them about €4,000 to do, and then we actually give them back the
Same with the horses, okay?
Yeah. Don't get anybody on the camera while you do.
You get a shot of Invincible now, okay?
Lads, I'm gonna just these lads can be quite highly strung. So what we're gonna do is I want all of you to get a bird's eye view. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna on the gravel and then all the way along behind the hedge, just one deep. So the kids in particular get to see the stallions, but everyone is safe at the same time. So we're going to stay on the gravel and behind the grass, all the way behind the hedge, I should say. Sorry. The stallions can be unpredictable, so I just want to make sure everyone is safe, but at the same time that everyone gets to see them. Is that okay? Great.
Don't need to worry about the people. You're getting in there. It's all behind you now. They're all behind you. Did you get the shot now, Ken?
The Phoenix.
Okay, lads, this is a young horse called Phoenix of Spain. Phoenix of Spain is an Irish 1,000 or 2,000 guineas winner, which is one of our big classic races every year. His oldest horses are 4-year-olds of 2025. So last year his first 3-year-old crop were runners. And last year during the breeding season, at this time of year, he covered 220 mares. So he had 200 mares wanting to have a foal with him, or a foal by him. So he was the third busiest horse in Ireland last year. Third busiest stallion. Don't forget, there's no artificial insemination. All of these are live covers. So to cover and get 220 mares in foal takes about 320 or 350 actual covers, which is busy and is hard work for a young stallion. So he could have been covering up to 3 or 4 separate mares each day during the breeding season last year. So Harry, who's the head stallion man here, would have these stallions in very, very good condition. They have to be physically fit and healthy at the beginning of the season because they can get an awful lot of work as the season goes along. Stallions by their nature are territorial, so they live alone. When they're in a field, they're on their own. When they're in a stable, they're on their own, which is different to the way mares and foals and yearlings, everything else live in groups, whereas a stallion will always live on his own. So horses only get to be stallions by being the best of their particular generation usually, which makes them very valuable, and there's great competition to try and buy them when they finish their racing career. So they're like top class footballers or top class rugby players or any athlete of their day. When they get to that elite status, they become very valuable. Everyone wants to buy them. And then they get very busy when they go to stud and they become young studs. People will be very interested in using them. So this is a horse called, as I said, called Phoenix of Spain. And his fee for this year is €10,000. So every time he covers a mare is €10,000. Now this is our retired champion sire, Invincible Spirit. Invincible Spirit is 28 years of age, which is a very, very good age for a thoroughbred stallion. It's a good age for any thoroughbred or any horse. He started his career at 5,000 euros per cover, and when he retired at the end of his career, it was 120,000 euros per cover. So he is what we call a sire of sires. He's a champion sire, and he has 18 sons across the world, which are also stallions. So he's in the top 1% of the equines across the world. He travelled to Australia on one occasion and left a champion sire behind him there called I Am Invincible, and he has a champion sire son in England called Kingman. So among his champion sons, or among his sons, he has 2 champions, which is remarkable. He's what we call in the thoroughbred industry is called a breed shaper, which means that his sire was a champion sire and his sire was a champion sire. So they become generationally important. He would also have his daughters. Some of his daughters would have been champion fillies. Fillies like Moonlight Cloud, who again was named after Howard Walker's great idea that they should be able to see the stars and have access to the zodiac. So here at the National Stud, our main income is derived from stallions, always has. And at the height of his career, 80% of our income was derived from stallions, and 90% of that income was derived from Invincible Spirit. At 120,000 euros a cover, he was one of the most important horses in Europe, and at the height of his powers, one of the top 5 in the world.
For that money, does an actual foal have to come out when you say
Exactly. So a foal has to be born for that fee to be payable. Yeah. It's not per cover.
Yeah.
It's
so
per
like
foal.
even that one's 6,000 there. So there has to be a foal for that.
There has
6,000.
to be a foal
Yeah,
born. Exactly.
And why doesn't he cover anymore?
Thanks, Niall. He's 28 or 29, which in human terms would be 98 or 99.
Is his fertility's gone or is it just...
No, his fertility is quite good, but physically, he can cover away. He's no problem covering, but he's the human equivalent of a 98, 99-year-old man. So, from a welfare point of view,
I thought a Newman is a 112-year-old.
no, it's 98 to 99. I stand corrected on that, Tanya. You're a bit of a journal on this yourself.
It's just that Liam's very good at the calculations.
Bring me into it.
Yeah, their calculations change as they get older.
No,
Don't
it's
forget.
I thought the age is by 4, isn't it?
No, a horse at a 2-year-old horse is 14 years of age, the human equivalent of a 14-year-old, and then it changes throughout time.
Oh.
Anyway, long story short, a foal has to be born, as this lady rightly points out, for the fee to be payable. But once the foal is born, then the stud fee is payable.
I thought he had more than 18 sons around the world, Invincible.
18 sons that we know of, Tanya,
Oh.
and maybe more.
Yeah.
They're the ones we know of.
Oh, I see.
So, any questions on the stallions? Everyone happy?
Yeah.
Okay, so in the old days, before we move on, up to about 50 years ago, a busy stallion would cover about 40 mares in a particular year. That was considered